certain quarterbacks have certain styles that fit certain systems that make them thrive to a whole nother level. If the Seattle Seahawks would have kept the same sort of system on the defensive side and paid Russell Wilson a certain amount of money and kept that, not that particular defense, but kept a certain defense intact in doing some of the same things and principles, then they would have put themselves in a much better position to continue to make a strong run at a Super Bowl. But when they decided that they were going to allow Russell to throw the football all over the lot, become what the NFL is today, which is heavy passing and less running, that this was going to be Russell's team, that was a big mistake because he's not the type of quarterback. This is not Aaron Rodgers, okay? This is not John Elway, so to speak. This is not a guy who you decide, okay, I'm going to put all of it on him. It's a totally different situation. He's still very productive and good, but in the right situation, he could be even better.
I hear what you're saying, Key, and the thoroughness of it, the context that you provide, it makes sense. It feels like when I hear RC talk about it, it diminishes how talented Russell Wilson actually is. Like, and I know that you said you guys can see deeper than like numbers, but when the guy has the second highest career passer rating in NFL history, and we say we can't just put him on any team. I'm like, all right, I put him on the Browns, make the Browns better. Put him on the Steelers, make the Steelers a lot better.
Yeah, he's good.
Put him on the Colts. I'll take him over Carson Wentz.
I think the argument is he's good, not great.
But see the conversation, Jay, isn't that if you put him on those teams aren't going to be significantly better.
Yep.
The conversation is if you put him on those teams, can he take them and win the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's the conversation.
Yes.
And see, I think RC, myself, and Richard Sherman, and then even some executives around the National Football League don't feel the same way.
If you put him on Tennessee, Key, you don't think he can win a Super Bowl with Tennessee?
I think Tennessee may be in a little bit of a better situation.
Key, he can give you a way better chance than Ryan Tannehill.
Well, let's put it this way, guys. Let's put it this way. He won a Super Bowl, but it was really a defensive team, right? Then they got back to a Super Bowl. They came one play short, and Marshawn Lynch ran it. He should have run it instead of Russell throwing it, and they wanted to justify the money and all this kind of stuff. But Russell Wilson, year in and year out, basically does the following until this year. They win double-digit games and a playoff game. That's about the extent of it. Double-digit games and a playoff game. And Aaron Rodgers takes a team and wins maybe a game or two more than Russell Wilson and wins 2 playoff games, right? But Aaron Rodgers ain't in the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl 1 time. Russell's been there twice. So Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson, right? He takes his team a little farther every year, a win or 2 more in the regular season, maybe another playoff win until this year where Russell seemed to go backwards and the franchise went backwards. I think what people are saying is even if you call Russell Wilson great, and by the way, for the record, I do. I think he's a great quarterback. Once you hit great, it doesn't mean everyone's the same. There are levels to it. Mm-hmm. And I think both you and I, Jay, would acknowledge Aaron Rodgers is on one level.
Yes.
Russell Wilson's not on his level, even though they're both great. I think the argument we're having is football players, like Key and RC, et cetera, are here saying he's very good, he's not great. And fans, even though you were an athlete at the highest level, but you didn't play football at the highest level, fans like you and me are looking and going, we think he's great. Like, maybe not as great as Aaron Rodgers, but isn't it a great thing to put up the numbers he's put up while you're going to the playoffs every year and advancing?
So let's look at this in tiers, Key. So who are the greats? Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
Take me through the greats, Key.
Brady, obviously.
If he's retired.
I mean, we kind of go through this exercise a lot, right?
I know. I'm just trying to figure out like the levels to it, right?
It's about 4 or 5 quarterbacks that you feel if you took them and you placed them anywhere, the team is going to be significantly better. They're going to probably go to the Super Bowl. And then there's a group of guys that if you place in those places, they'll have a fighting chance. And then there's the other guys that just whatever, they wear uniforms. I think when you look at it, though, Max, and you said that the players feel one way. What I was going to say is front office executives also feel the same way. If you look at Russell Wilson, teams were not kicking down the door when they heard that there was a possibility of him wanting to move.
Russell Wilson's stock is as low as it could be. Mm-hmm. And people are still forced to say he's a good quarterback. That's as low as you can go because he had a bad season on a bad team. He was hurt. He's always been short, right? Like, that's just a fact. But, I mean, like, it is. People think of quarterbacks differently along those lines. Unless you're the Drew Brees, people are like, well, your size is going to get brought up. He's 33. So, like, when you say, injuries starting to creep up. He's
still young, though.
Size, but he's not young like you mentioned Deshaun Watson or someone like that. So, I think it's a perfect storm of, in other words, buy Russell Wilson stock because you're buying low now.
Exactly.
I agree with that. But even at his best, I think that football players are saying he's something less than the uppermost tier.
And then when you think about it, over the last several years, Max, you talked about the double-digit wins. That division wasn't very good outside the Rams. San Francisco was not very good. Arizona was not very good. The Rams were okay, right? They hit with Sean McVay, and they went to the Super Bowl, so they battled back and forward with Seattle. So when you look at the statistical numbers, the numbers are there. We're in a passing league. He's going to have a great QBR, completion percentage, 3,500 yards, 4,000 yards.
You can say the same thing about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Weak divisions, no quarterbacks.
Yeah, you can, but guess what they did? They hit when it counted most.
But they're still winning double-digit games, Key.
Yeah, like Rodgers has
but it's
not
not
done
the
that
same.
much better than Russell Wilson.
It's also, though, it's also understanding that every game you win is still, like, you can only win the games that are in front of you, man.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.